Thanks for joining me. I have a new stamp set and dies and paper from the suite of Thoughtful Wishes. It will be live in May with Stampin' Up. You'll find it in the new catalog. So I found a lovely little stamp that I'm stamping with Memento Tuxedo Black ink and a sweet little missing you sentiment. This piece of paper is 2.5 by 2.25. And I am using, let's see, light Blackberry Bliss Stampin' Blends to color in the flowers. And I'm trying to remember what color, light Lost Lagoon to color in the leaves. So fun to color with these markers. The color just comes out so beautifully. So isn't that a sweet little sentiment? You're gonna love the paper. So I did go through all of the paper at the beginning of this video, but I moved it to the end in case you weren't really interested in seeing all of the paper. But for those of you who are interested, it is at the end. I go through every page of the paper. So I've wrapped the linen thread around this sentiment 3 times and tied a little bow, making these little tiny focal points is something I really like and hardly ever do. So going through the paper to find the one that I think works best, and this was the one that I actually decided on. So yeah, the new catalog comes out May 3rd. You've probably seen the cover in different locations. And I have lots in it that I want to order. This is the only one that I have actually ordered and received, and I needed to have one right away so that I could do, excuse me, a swap that I have decided to take part in here in Arizona. Looking forward to that. Mostly looking forward to get other people's swaps. So I'm just kind of eyeballing where I want that focal point to be on this paper so that I can cut it down. And so I'm cutting it to 5 by 3 3/4. 5 by 3 3/4. So I took an inch off of the bottom, and now I have my piece 5 by 3 3/4. And then I'm just kind of playing around with where do I want this. I wanted that pine tree to show in the background. And now I'm just choosing some paper I was checking the colors that are coordinating with this particular pack of papers. So I chose Blackberry Bliss because that was the marker that I used. And at this point, we're just, I think, ready to put it together. Nope, doing it inside. So I have a box of papers that already have the insides cut to 4 and 5 1/4 to fit inside my 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 size card bases. So I took that 1-inch strip that I took off and glued it, leaving a little white space at the bottom. And then after I glued it, trimmed off the edge with my paper snips. Lovely scissors to have. So using my mono adhesive, because it gives you a nice little bit of wiggle room. And then I use my bone folder to smooth it out. Putting some stamping dimensionals on the back of that sweet little sentiment and stamped image. And there you have it. A very simple, easy card to put together. but we have the lovely coordination of the Stampin' Up! Products, and a very sweet sentiment. So these are the, oops, no, grab them so I can give you the name. The adhesive backed pearl trio that comes with the suite. You can order separately or all together. There's like a pink one and a bluish one. Oh, sorry, it's late at night. I did this video yesterday. I edited it and sped it up this morning before I left for work. And this evening, after watching a show with my husband, I came in here to do the voiceover. So again, I probably really do prefer to do lives with you, but there is an advantage to this in that there's actually less setup, but it does take more time when you need to edit and do voiceover. So I hope that you will leave me a message if you liked any of these cards and let me know which one was your favorite. So I stamped that same image 4 times across a piece of basic white that is cut to 4 by 5 1/4. And now I'm taking the little dots image in that same stamp set, and with Mossy Meadow, just stamping it all over that lower portion of the leaves. I'm also using one of our new ink colors, Petunia Pop. So I cleaned off my stamp using the same stamp, and then I'm doing multiple stamps, like 3 stamps before I ink up, and just kind of dotting over those little flowers. Now, I didn't do this in the video because I did it after the video. I did go back and color those flowers in and those leaves in with Bubble Bath Light and Soft Sea Foam Light. I was able to, with alcohol inks, you can color on top of other ink and it won't smear. But if you do that with markers, you can get smearing because of the water base ink. You make life better. Isn't that a lovely sentiment? So stamp that in the upper right hand corner and pulling out a piece of the Petunia Pop. This also is going to be a quick and easy, simple card, but has a lot of, because of the coordination, just looks so lovely when it's all put together. I hope that you'll give a few of these designs a try. You can purchase all of these products from me. I'm not using anything that's retiring in this video, so you can get anything that you have seen me use in the video after May. I think it's May 3rd. Let me look at the, oh, no. Well, it says May 2024. I really should know these details, shouldn't I? This ribbon is the new in color ribbon that is Petunia Pop, and it is nice and thin, so easy to work with. I'm gonna love adding that to my projects. Yep, May 1st. Sales period is from May 1st, 2024. Lovely. So those big fat scissors are my ribbon only scissors. Gotta have a pair of those. So there are the 2 cards that I have finished so far. But when I sat down, I just turned on the camera and decided I'm just going to record myself with my first play at this particular stamp set. Now, this stamp that I'm using next, to me, looks like a cornstalk. I didn't really realize that until after I had purchased it. I am just stuck with that looking like corn to me. But I'm going to try to use it anyway and probably will fall in love with it. So I am using Wild Wheat here, stamping in the lower left and then stamping lower twisting it a little and then coming up above that tall one that I did. And now I think I'll add some inking around the edges with one of the blending brushes in the same color. So I like to always start off of my project so I don't get a lot of brush marks, although you will notice that this time around I am getting kind of a lot of brush marks. Probably because my wild weed pad is still quite juicy and I probably could have brushed off a little bit, but I'm not disappointed with the way it worked. Now I am on this card combining Very Vanilla and Whisper White. Decided I needed to do more stamping. So for some extra texture and depth, I am using that dot stamp again. And I feel like I made a mistake with that right up there in the middle where I did a full strength color kind of out in the middle. And I wish that I had stuck with the full strengths on the edge. So I was bringing the darker, more intense images, keeping those out at the edge. And then as I stamp off, moving towards the center. Now, in the end, I don't think it's that noticeable, not something most people would notice, but that is a tip that you should follow what I say, not what I do. Do as I say, not as I do. As you can see, it just kind of stands out. So this is another image in the same stamp set that I'm stamping in Moody Mauve and using quickly a blending brush, or sorry, let's see, what are these called? Blender pen. And it just kind of re-moistens the ink and spreads it around. So I'm pulling out a coordinating die, a standalone die, and then also the die that will cut that image out. So using my mini cut and emboss machine, I will get this all set up. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry that I'm yawning. What a horrible thing on a video, but I'm not going to redo it. So, right, that came out lovely. So you can see that I have Very Vanilla and Basic White. That image I stamped on Basic White instead of Very Vanilla, but I kind of like the way it popped it out a little bit more. Because these images are all so open, it creates kind of a busy look to me. Not that I mind that, because I do kind of tend to do busy looking cards. And the reason why I chose to use this additional die cut was I felt like it just gave a little more separation between that background image, which is kind of busy with the corn stalks, and just lets that floral image pop a little more. So I'm going to use that linen thread again, and going to wrap it around twice and tie a bow. And I realized that I need to, I don't think I realized. I think I was just trying it out and decided, yes, that's what I liked. Because like I said, I am designing on the fly, and this is as it comes out of my mind and onto my desk, you're seeing it live. Would I do anything differently? I don't know. Probably not. This is my first play, and I think that all 4 of the cards turned out beautiful. And that is just one of the fun things about working with Stampin' Up! Products, the way they're designed to go together. If you have, a few good design layout ideas, you can kind of transfer those to different and new stamp sets and just kind of go from there and modify and take a few chances here and there. like doing very vanilla and basic white together. So I've got a card base here of Moody Mauve, and that is a card that I stamped using the Latte Love, the splatter, and the cup stain. And I decided that I liked that little bit of extra texture around the edge. It was just Moody Mauve, stamped on Moody Mauve. Big part of that piece didn't get glued down. So I was sticking a little glue under there. I like this. It reminds me a lot of the Dainty, oh golly, the name of that is escaping me, but it's one of the retiring stamp sets. Dainty Delight, I think that's it. So, thinking of you fondly is the sentiment I decided to put on this card. I really like the sayings in this stamp set, and I love when they do two different fonts. So I'm adding some of the pinkish dots. Actually, I kind of liked that up there. Don't know why I moved it down. And that's where it lands, and that's where it stays. Now we have 3 cards done. I'm liking this stamp set. And yeah, I've got one more idea. So that piece of cardstock that I just cut off so that my piece of paper would fit in the mini emboss, that's what I'm using. I don't know why that screen went black right there. Sorry. And now I am stamping in boho blue. That same image. And I'm using